Tonight on Dateline.
Has this scientist discovered why some people always seem to be so lucky?
My life, my love, my children.
Others just can't win.
If you're anticipating a vacation holiday, it's likely to rain.
He says winning or losing involves a lot more than good fortune.
The lucky people have this almost magical worldview that they are lucky.
Dennis Murphy on how you can change your luck. Coming up, why does fortune seem to smile on some people but not on others? A scientist who says he can prove why some people just seem to have all the luck.
It's nothing superstitious. We are creating our own luck by the way we think and the way we behave.
A plan to help you change your luck.
From our studios in New York, here again is Stone Phillips.
Does it feel like you just never win, no matter how many lotteries, raffles, or contests you enter? While the guy next door never seems to lose? Well, tonight, you'll meet a man who set out to explore scientifically why fortune seems to shine on some people and not on others. What's luck got to do with it? Not as much as you think. Here's Dennis Murphy.
Be a lady tonight.
Here's one surefire way to test your luck. Spin the wheel, play the slots. Or you can volunteer to be a test subject at Dr. Richard Wiseman's laboratory in England, the Lucky Lab.
And your task is to count as carefully as possible.
Dr. Wiseman's a psychologist who's conducted experiments on hundreds of people over the last 8 years to answer the question, why do some men and women regard themselves as naturally lucky? And why do others think life will never cut them a break?
The sorts of experiments that we came up with are really trying to get an insight into the way in which lucky people think and behave.
There we go, red.
With a deck of cards, a metal puzzle, and a newspaper, among other experiments, Dr. Wiseman believes he has unlocked the secrets of the lucky guys among us. Not in the casino, which is mathematical chance, but lucky in life. Meet the two test subjects we're sending to his Lucky Lab, the two Carolines.
Happy birthday to you.
This is Caroline O'Flaherty, married with 2 adoring children, celebrating her birthday with a cake and cards. And this is Caroline Kiriakou, also a wife and mother. Now, one of the two Carolines regards herself as blooming with good luck, always in 4-leaf clover. And the other? Well, it wouldn't count as a vacation unless it rained every day. You get the idea. Now, which Caroline do you think is which? And how will the professor's simple tests reveal something as elusive as luck in life?
There are 30 playing cards here, 15 of them red, 15 of them black.
Here's Caroline O'Flaherty. Let's call her Caroline number 1. Dr. Wiseman has asked her to guess whether a card he's holding is red or black. The laws of probability tell us that someone can be expected to guess half right and half wrong. He asked Caroline how she thinks she'll do.
So 50-50.
Dr. Wiseman makes a note, but it doesn't tell us much so far about this Caroline's luck.
Black.
That one was red.
On to the next experiment. A metal puzzle of tangled coils. Dr. Wiseman tells Caroline number 1 he has 2 puzzles. One can be untangled, puzzle solved, and one can't. It's impossible. Caroline rolls the die to see which puzzle she'll draw, the doable one or the undoable one. Dr. Wiseman asks which one she thinks she's been given.
Would you think, just looking at it, you have the possible or the impossible one?
The impossible.
The impossible, okay.
In fact, Dr. Wiseman always gives his subjects a puzzle impossible to solve. Caroline number 1 tugs the metal this way and that, but after just a few moments, gives up. Did the psychologist see something revealing here? It's hard to say.
No, I don't think so.
And here's the third test. Caroline is asked to flip through a newspaper and count the number of photographs she spots. What she doesn't know is the ordinary-looking newspaper, like the metal puzzle, has a trick to it. There's a bold print announcement that there are 52 photographs and that she should stop counting. But will Caroline number 1, told to count photos, see that easier solution to the test? Caroline finishes counting pictures, but she didn't see the stop counting gag.
Thanks for coming along.
Now, before we tell you what Dr. Wiseman made of all that, let's put Caroline Kiriakou 2 through the same paces, guessing how many cards she'll call correctly, red or black.
20?
Okay.
Then Caroline number 2 rolls for a metal puzzle and begins fussing with it, determined to solve a puzzle that's secretly rigged against her. Dr. Wiseman jots a note and moves on to the next test, the newspaper counting photos experiment. Unlike Caroline number 1, Caroline number 2 quickly spots the gag, the block of words telling her to stop counting.
You spotted something.
Do I continue?
Okay, yeah,
Having
okay.
spotted?
We may still be clueless, but based on those lab tests, Dr. Wiseman knows not only which of the Carolines regards herself as lucky in life and which sees herself as chronically unlucky, he also understands why each feels that way.
Oh, just a bit too high there.
If you guess that Caroline O'Flaherty, Caroline number 1, sees herself as the unlucky one, you're right.
Unlucky. Now, why is that?
Things have happened in the past that reinforce that feeling.
It's Caroline number 2 who says she always feels lucky.
My life, my love, my children, I'm very lucky.
Let's go back to the first test, guessing card colors. Caroline number 1 stayed safely with the odds. She thought she'd get half right and did. But performance wasn't what Dr. Wiseman was looking for.
I want to know the person's expectations.
Look at Caroline number 2's expectations in contrast.
How many do you think roughly you'll get right?
20?
Okay.
Caroline thought she could beat the house. It didn't matter to Dr. Wiseman that she fell short of her prediction. Caroline number 2 showed a trait common to most lucky people. She expected to do well.
A large part of this is about self-perception. The lucky people have this almost magical worldview that they are lucky.
And perseverance is another trait of people who regard themselves as lucky. That's what the metal puzzle test was about. Caroline number 1 quickly threw in the towel.
No. Okay.
While with Caroline number 2,
It has to work.
the puzzle had to be practically torn out of her hands.
I wouldn't give up.
A little thing. What does it tell us about you?
Have a go at anything. I won't let things defeat me.
The lucky people, they're going to be a lot more engaged, they're going to try for much longer, and under most circumstances, that increases their chances of success.
And Caroline number 2 demonstrated another trait of people who make their own luck in that spot the photo experiment.
Do I continue?
Because she didn't get bogged down in the task of counting photos, she was taking everything in and saw the gag right away.
What's going on is the lucky people have a very relaxed attitude to life. And because of that, they're able to see opportunities even though they don't expect to see them.
What we found interesting about lucky and unlucky Caroline is how similar some major events of their lives have been.
We take them in next door?
Yeah.
It's a good idea, isn't it?
Unlucky Caroline says she's suffering from botched back surgery. It caused her to lose her job and her home.
It feels that everything I've tried to do so far, I've had an unlucky result.
Likewise, lucky Caroline has had her share of health problems and financial setbacks and a couple of scary car accidents to boot. But listen to how she described a recent one.
My tyre blew and I clipped a juggernaut, but got the car safely without causing a huge pile-up on the motorway and many deaths.
Caroline, I think 99 out of 100 people would say, what a run of lousy luck.
I wouldn't say that at all, because I made it to the side.
I'm going to describe a scenario. I want you to imagine it's happened to you.
Something else revealing about upbeat, lucky Caroline. At the end of the test, Dr. Wiseman asked each subject how they'd feel if they fell downstairs and broke a leg. Terrible luck, right? Well, not to lucky Caroline.
Great. Sit down for a while. Stop my busy life. To break a leg, I could get off my fast roundabout and just take time out and reflect on life and think about things while my leg heals.
Seriously?
Seriously.
You're not just saying that because Sunny Caroline would say that?
No.
You have to step back and say, is this person putting it on?
That's the way she sees the world. She realizes that these things could be worse. And of course, it's a coping mechanism, but it's one which will allow you to move forward rather than stay where you are.
It's one of his major conclusions. Positive people virtually all describe themselves as lucky. Dr. Wiseman has summarized his research findings about lucky and unlucky people in a new book, The Luck Factor, in which he also has some exercises for changing your luck.
People are not born lucky. We are creating our own luck by the way we think and the way we behave.
Finally, in our last day at Dr. Wiseman's Lucky Lab, yours truly got a lesson in navigating with eyes wide open.
There'll be a huge opportunity kind of staring them right in the face, and they simply don't see it. This is just fascinating to see what's happening there.
And after you get the gag, you say, how could they not see it?
Exactly.
We've actually put people's names on. You know, something would be sort of, hi Dennis, spot this and win $1,000, and it could be massive on a big sheet of paper, and they simply won't see it.
Just don't get it. You're just blind to it.
You're just blind to these sorts of opportunities.
Huh. Oh!
It's a lesson in luck I have to work on.
I'm not only defeated, I'm humiliated!
You can read an excerpt from Dr. Richard Wiseman's book, The Luck Factor, on our website. The address is dateline.msnbc.com.